is up, RetroManiacs? Welcome to the Retro Card Chat Podcast. My name is Mike, and I'm from Mike's Retro Trading Cards. What a weird week in the hobby. You know, we had people accusing other people of being shill bidders. We had people recanting and apologizing. We had 2 content creators pull their videos, and we even had a live stream from Sports Card Radio. You know what? We didn't pull our video, though, because nobody really watches our stuff, so it didn't matter. But still, there's sometimes upsides to that. But we tell you the truth. You know we do. Especially these 2 guys, Joe Day and Eugene Ponderosa. How you doing, boys?
Yeah. Getting that name over. T-shirts, people have made music videos, people have made memes that people have actually seen too, by the way. So pretty cool. Yeah, big week this week. Boys, 3 streaks have been broken. 3 streaks have been broken this week. I know EP's wearing his Notre Dame sweatshirt, so he's very happy that his second favorite team beat my alma mater, the Pitt Panthers. You know, Mike, you can back me up on this. As someone who went to Temple, it means more when you went to the school, right? It's more important. You're a bigger fan if you went to the school instead of just, liking the colors of their
colleges
uniforms.
If you didn't go there. Like,
I never understood that.
Went somewhere else.
I never understood that. So, Pitt, they care more about cancer research than they do football. That's always been our downside. We hit that glass ceiling of 7 wins that, what can you do with that? But I will say I do have proof. I've been saying it for weeks, that EP is a bigger Penn State fan than he is a Notre Dame fan. I have proof to that matter. EP, I'm going to ask you.
Please.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
How many Penn State games have you gone to this year?
This year I went to two, I think.
2. How many Notre Dame games have you gone to this year?
0.
Now, Mike, you were in this text exchange with me and EP. Did I or did I not offer him a ticket to the Pitt Notre Dame game? Not only did I offer him a ticket either in the seat, I actually had an extra box seat and offered it to EP.
Come on now. Hang on.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did I only offer you the end zone seats? The very valuable end zone seats? I only offered you those.
Okay, first off, I think you asked me to go on like Thursday, and I would have had to take work off Friday to be able to make.
If it was a Penn State game, you would have made it work.
I would have. If it was a Penn State game, I wouldn't have been driving Saturday morning. So that was not
okay.
that was not the issue. So nope, that is not the case whatsoever.
So anyway, yes, I offered EP to come to the Pitt Notre Dame game. He passed.
I even said in the text thread that I wish we had thought of it sooner.
Can you mute him, please, Mike? Eugene is out of control right now.
Yeah, I'll mute him here for you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Now, at the end of the day, though, I did lose the bet. We did make it. To be fair, I did say I wanted 21 points. There is text proof of that. I still would have lost, but man, was my line good or what? So I do owe him a growler of beer. I will bring you a growler of beer from Pittsburgh. I will bring it the next time that I am in town. I did lose. I am a man of my word. I will fulfill my debts. But yes, EP, before I talk about the other 2 streaks that were broke, well, the Penn State one I'll mention real quick too. Penn State won. That's actually worse than – that's actually worse. Yeah, right, EP. You were like –
I did not.
What's going on? You were refreshing ESPN the entire time. Sure, EP.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, Penn State won. Pitt lost. Kind of a bummer of a week. But I have some good news on the 3rd streak. So, EP, I will let you, Eugene Ponderosa, bask in the winning of a school you didn't go to, your second favorite college football team to watch. Bask in that winning for us, EP. You have the hoodie on. You're going to be sweating your ass off this entire recording, and I love that. So go ahead.
Not only am I sweating a lot, I'm also going to do this. So there we go. Now I'm going to.
You bought both of those things yesterday.
No, I did not, sir. I didn't buy
them yesterday.
I didn't buy this hat over my shoulder yesterday either.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Have a little beer here.
Yeah.
In a second.
There you go. Good job, buddy.
So, just let me pour this in. Hang on a second. Just let me pour this in. What was the score yesterday, Joe?
It was 37-15, I believe.
It was 37-9, really, but
Oh God, I hope that spills all over you. Oh,
it didn't. It's perfect.
Look at him basking. Oh, it's actually kind of adorable. I'm very happy for you, buddy.
EP looks like a coach.
I'm glad Jeremiah loves.
Jeremiah
loves that. Like they're talking Heisman. I realize he has no chance of winning it, but that's very cool, very exciting. So yeah, I'm very excited, very very happy that they won. I feel bad, Joe, that it wasn't more of a competition against Pitt, but I mean,
I called that it wouldn't be.
I think Narduzzi said in a pre-game
we could lose 110-10 and
right.
It wouldn't matter. Yeah,
right,
which is actually true, and I think
right.
he was trying to beat that spread. To be honest. Now,
I heard
to reference what EP is saying. Narduzzi was asked how important is this game, and it's actually not for us to win the ACC and make the CFP. We just need to win our last two games. So Notre Dame. I wish it would have been closer because that's kind of a bad taste in our mouth going into Georgia Tech, but it is what it is. So, but I will let sweet little EP, Eugene Ponderosa down there, bask in his second favorite team, beating my alma mater that I paid money to go to school. I will let him do that. So congratulations to you on Notre Dame and Penn State. Best weekend for you ever.
It was,
but do you want to bask in any more of this, or are we good?
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
I just want to ask you how cool was the interception, the Pittsburgh interception? I heard it was like the guy came in like Spider-Man to make the pick.
Oh yeah. The one actual score that we had,
right? Yeah.
Once that, unfortunately, we were on the other side of the field when it happened.
Okay, I didn't know.
But once that happened, and then they go for two, and they throw a pick two, I'm like, well. Rob and I left early in the fourth quarter at that point to beat.
Well, guys, as much fun as this is, we're a sports card podcast, and that's enough of the.
So let me get into the sports cards then. I mean, EP, he basked, so I had to let him do that. Another streak that's been broken. No drama with eBay authentication. No drama. That's 3 streaks that have been broken.
Are you sure?
Now, I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
No, it's true. John did get a card kicked back. He did. But in all fairness, it was deemed authentic, but it was trimmed. They flagged it as a trimmed card. So I can't even complain about eBay authentication this week. 3 streaks broken. Let me just pull up the card here. Let me just make sure I'm getting this right. Hold on. It's 1955 Johnston's Cookies. Yeah, so I mean, if you're going to trim that card, that's not great to do. Hold on, there's more writing on this. Oh yeah, those are hand cut cards.
Literally.
Oh, huh.
Literally have to be a card.
Huh. Isn't that wild?
Wow.
Hand cut card. Kick back for trimming.
Trimmed hand cut card.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is officially the worst one, right? Like this beat the last worst one. Mm-hmm. This is the worst one. That a card that PSA even labels or even marks on their label that it is hand cut got kicked back for trimming. What the fuck are we doing? This is horrendous. And if they're going to kick back ones for trimming of all of this or any hand cut card, that's them again saying, well, you better send it to PSA because we'll actually mark it as hand cut. That's what's going on here. This is ridiculous. This is the worst one. I think this streak will be over next week. Well, John still has some cards that he just sold. He's done selling. He has some cards that have to go through the program again, but I don't think we'll be able to beat this. This is the best one so far, or the worst one, depending on how you look at it. It's one that I plan on after we put out the podcast. I plan on tagging Nat Turner, eBay, and PSA. I'm very curious what they have to say about a hand-cut card that was flagged in the eBay authentication program for trimming. This is ridiculous. And one last point about the Nimoy that I talked about, was it 2 weeks ago now, about the factory cut, that it was factory cut short. The more I thought about it, the more I thought I should check with John and see where he bought that from. And he went back and looked. He bought it on eBay, was over the threshold. It had to go through authentication once, didn't it?
Wow.
This program is broken. It needs fixed, but it won't be fixed because this program is exactly what PSA wants. They want shit like this to happen. Absolute ridiculousness. So thank God, one streak kept us alive after that ridiculousness.
What did that card sell for? These are all like relatively high end cards, right? Like 500.
I want to say it was I want to say he told me it was like right at the threshold. I want to say it was like $250. Warren Spawn.
Yes, Spawn.
Warren Spawn. Yeah, I want to say it was like a $200 or $250 card. It was right at the level. I don't know if the person, but the last time I talked to John, I don't know if the person actually accepted it, which they can. Could you imagine that person being like, how dare he sell me a trimmed card? Like,
do you think they're saying that because it was like cut smaller than what like the cut area was?
I wonder if maybe it was like trimmed recently and they can tell it was trimmed. They think it was trimmed recently or something like that. Maybe
but if you bought it, let's just say you got those cards now and they were still, however you got them, I guess out of cookies, right? If you got those 2 cards now, like someone had kept boxes of those cookies randomly, what would it matter when it was?
I'm thinking is, I mean, I guess that's thought. My thought is somebody got this card. Now, not to saying that John did this, but by any means. But my thinking is that the person doing the authentication was thinking somebody bought this card and then they took the scissors in 2025 and trimmed it a little bit to clean up the edges. That's what I think that the authenticator was thinking when they did it. But I mean,
how can you prove that he didn't get that card from a brand new old stock box of cookies, right? How can you prove that?
Yeah, I mean, you can't really, but I mean like I agree with you 100%. This is broken 100%. But I think their argument would be that that's what they think. So, but I still think that, like you said, this I'm so glad that I don't have any cards that are at this. Like, I have cards at this price, but not ones that I'm selling. So I'm glad I'm not in that. Well, I mean, the ones that I've.
Yeah, he doesn't have to sell his cards.
That's not what I mean.
EP Eric Bahalik would have to sell him. Eugene Ponderosa has screw you paddle wrestling money.
The cash is
really does.
Yeah.
He has a horse.
I've seen the pictures and videos. One last thing I wanted to mention: Game of Thrones. It is due to come out December 10th. We have about 15 spots taken up, which is great. We need about 5 more. I don't have the list right in front of me. I believe we need 5 more. My hope is that we sell out. It's a $20 case. I knew it would be a little bit harder to sell 20 spots. My hope is that we sell out. If we don't, the way I'm doing the randoming of boxes, the boxes left over, I don't want to have to sell on eBay, but I still need to be made whole. So hopefully we don't have to come to that, but they will be randomized in a way that whatever boxes are left over, there's no guaranteed hits in those or anything. But I prefer people to just sell out of this. So if you know someone, if you've bought into it, please, if you'd like an extra box, an extra spot, let me know. I also have 1 more binder coming. 3 out of 4 have been sold. If someone would like a binder for their set, let me know. Those are $35. I can just add them to your total. And then the last thing about this, if you are looking to pay me, if you weren't in previous breaks or don't know me past this, you can reach out at joeday17821 on either Twitter or Instagram, or you can email me joeday17821@gmail.com. Maybe Mike, I'll comment or something, or Mike, you can put a pinned comment and we can get people to start paying for that. So it's less than a month away. If you're interested, definitely hit us up.
Okay. What's new with you, EP?
Well, I'm sweating a lot. And so that's why I wanted you guys to know that I'm sweating a lot. But also I set up a card show on Saturday, and I had multiple people that I said the words, or they said the words Eugene Ponderosa to me, and we all had laughs multiple times. So yeah.
Do I get a cut of this? Like Mike would get a cut of EP for years. Do I get a cut of Eugene Ponderosa? I need to get
I never got a cut.
You have to come up with it. Yeah,
but I never got a cut. So no, you came up with it on my show here. So like it's show property.
I have a drinking game. Of Mike when Mike refers to it as his show. Hold on, let me just
My name's on the sign. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, another one. Hold on.
Anyway, how's it going, EP? What's new and exciting?
It's going good. I had a great show. I had a lot of fun. Had, as usual, a lot of fun. They actually moved my table, so I was at the very, very end of a new part of the show. But they actually, all, like me and Bill, like all the people that are like they're normally kind of in the center, got moved because they had a giant kiosk full of like t-shirts and apparel kind of stuck where normally we would be. So we kind of got moved in front of like the Spencer's gift store and the Hot Topic. So we had a lot of Hot Topic people coming and also coming in.
That's an interesting group of people.
We didn't. none of them were buying stuff from us. But no, I had a really good show. I was like, there's a point where it was kind of dead early, and then it really picked up at like around 10-ish, between like 10, 11, 12, to the point where like there were a lot of people at my table, a lot of people at Card Show Kevin. He actually set up, which hasn't set up in a while. And then it was Gage. So it was the three of us like kind of like hanging out the entire day. Just a great crew. And I ended up getting a lot of people to show up and sold. I went into it like I even said to you guys, like in the text, I should have set up because I don't have any new cards. I still sold. I made my table fees on my 5 for $1 cards, my quarter cards. I'm 5 for $1. I made my table fees on that. So I mean, everything else is gravy. I sold out on my Jalen Hurts cards. I had a handful of Jalen Hurts in my rookie cards in my case. They all sold out. Like it was a really fun show. I wish I had more Jalen Hurts because I had people coming up to me, "Hey, do you have any more Jalen Hurts? Do you have AJ Brown graded rookie cards?" It's like, no, I don't have any. Like just like lots of Eagles people just looking for Eagles cards. So it was just a really good day. Mm-hmm. Lots of foot traffic. There was a big sale at the Boscov's, which is right next to where we're all set up. So that kind of like, I'm guessing that like some guys said, "Hey, I'll drop you off to their wives. I'll drop you off at the Boscov's. I'm going to take a little bit of a walk." I actually had like 2 or 3 guys that came up and said the exact same thing. So one guy said he didn't realize that there was a show. He didn't bring his wallet or his money. And he was upset because he didn't bring anything. And he said that he actually sells a lot of cards on eBay for like $1.65. It's like, that's me, man. He's like, that adds up. I was like, yes, it does, sir. So it was a good day. A lot of fun. We had a good day. The one guy, Kevin's friend BJ, sold his table, completely sold out at like, I want to say it was like 11 o'clock or even it was before noon. Sold out. He had already made $300 profit, and he had already been profitable on all of his stock. So it was just all that money was gravy, and he was ready to reset. He said he was going to go home and put up some Christmas lights and kind of take a little bit of a break. So it was a very, very cool thing. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Really fun day.
I don't know who this Card Show Kevin and Gage are, but like you called that crew great. What are we, Joe? If they're great, what are we?
You guys are majestic. Yeah, you're majestic. You're
majestic. Okay,
yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll deal with that. Yeah, I didn't get to go to the show. I didn't go. I actually stayed here, and I'm looking around because I actually started cleaning up in the studio here a little bit. You can't see what's over there. And
the real test is move your chair. Are those boxes all still behind you? All stacked up in the corner behind you?
Look at that.
Whoa, look at that.
Wow, that is cool.
Oh no, now my chair's stuck. Right now.
Sorry.
Yeah. This chair does not do too well on this little mat I have here. But hey, let's get into it because we've taken up a lot of time talking about college football.
Oh, well, that's true. One more college football thing. No, I'm just kidding. Tonight, Mike, don't forget the program note. Tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well, why don't you tell them since you're the star of the show?
That is true. Join
us.
I
forgot we were doing it.
All right. Join us live tonight, 8 o'clock. What do you think? 8 o'clock, boys? Does that work for everyone?
Hey, sure. Good for you guys. Just let me know.
8 o'clock. I'll be there. Join us. We are going to rip 8 boxes of Batman metal. Just came out late last week. And there is probably on the channel a 2-box break already. There will be another 2-box break at some point this week. Lots of Batman metal content, so check it out. It's a really, really fun product. Spoiler alert, I already opened up a couple of boxes. Real cool hits. Skybox is awesome. Upper Deck's awesome. There it is. Join us for a live stream. Bring a beer.
Metal is awesome. Bring back metal.
Yeah. Who doesn't? If you don't love metal, why are you watching us?
Why are you watching us?
Yeah. Half the audience just left. No, wait, they were gone after all that college football talk. All right. Anyway, let's get into it. So I think I really feel like at some point this was brought up before, but Topps is now going to begin using Dutch auctions for selected releases. Apparently, it's going to start next month. They announced it recently in a presentation they were doing to direct accounts. Neo had some speculation. He had heard, I don't know, he wasn't able to verify or not, but he had heard there may possibly be a first print variation, kind of like first off the line that Panini did. I mean, I don't think any of us are surprised they're doing it, but the Dutch auction, to me personally, was one of the worst things that Panini brought to the hobby. It has raised the price of boxes, and I don't know how you can argue otherwise. And now Fanatics is just going to follow suit and do this. Like they're being Panini. We hoped that they would be different, but everything we see is just like they're pretty much just doing a lot of Panini stuff and adding a couple of their own wrinkles to it. Am I wrong? Like, this is not a good thing.
When you texted us, you said, Joe, I think you called this months ago.
I think you did. I feel like you said that at some point.
And my response to you was, if it's something bad, I probably just will automatically call that. Or I almost said Panini because it feels like Panini. I feel like Fanatics is going to do it. It's not even walking out on a limb anymore. It's like walking out on the thickest tree branch you possibly can when you think of all the terrible things that Fanatics is either creating or keeping from the previous administration, so to speak, right? So, like, it's actually been really, really disheartening this entire couple of years. We were excited. Even I was excited. Go back to episode 1. We haven't said that in a while. Go back to episode 1. We were all excited to have Fanatics take this hobby away from Panini. EP jokingly refers to me as a Panini fanboy. I even said in that episode, I hate the fact that Kenny Pickett is coming out now while Panini has the licenses because I don't want to deal with Panini cards with Kenny Pickett. It's very, very disheartening to see that we were all excited, and a lot of people were. 10x the hobby. That's you bring in new collectors. 10x. Nope, we found that is not the case, and this is another way to prove that. Dutch auctions are horrendous. It is
a money grab.
It's a money grab. Let's see if we can squeeze money out of the dumb people who pay for it at this level, less dumb people at this level, slightly less dumb people at this level, and go on and on. And then at some point, because all this product is new, all the people are craving Topps NBA stuff, Topps football stuff. They are craving that. So of course they're going to probably buy it closer to here than to here, right? Absolutely ridiculous. And then can't even name it something different without first. Like they need to name first off the line something completely different to not make us think first off the line. That's another way for them to get more parallels crammed into their product to make them more expensive, selling basically FOTL boxes. And Chuck and Ed, we love them on Silver Sport. Ed has been railing against Panini, even though he's been pulling some really nice cards out of their products recently. He's been railing against Panini. Oh, I can't wait until Fanatics takes over this hobby because Panini sucks. Careful what you wish for, my friend. It's either going to get worse or it's going to be the exact same thing. At best case scenario, the exact same thing.
Yeah, Joe, just kind of echo some of your thoughts. We were so hopeful after that first episode. I remember myself being extremely hopeful that things would turn around. And like there are things that you could steal from Panini. You could steal the person who came up with kabooms and downtowns. Like we've been talking about that for multiple episodes. Like steal that stuff. They did a great job. Panini has done a great job taking high-end products and making people want those products and getting people excited about those products. Like that's something, as much as I don't like the high-end stuff, like that's something they were good at. Like there are all these things, but among the other things they steal, they're not even like first off the line, like to not even to have that, to name it, what was the name again? First off the press or something like that. It's not even
first print.
They're not even trying to hide that they're stealing this.
They just call it first day issue.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, that's true because that's at least the Topps product, right? Yeah, so I feel like, and the Dutch auction, that is, they are continuing to prey on people and their gambling and their competitiveness because that, in my opinion, that's what it is. Like there are people that are probably like bragging about getting in just under the amount or whatever just before it gets cut off, before it sells out. I'm sure a lot of people in that realm that are thinking that I'm gonna win this. And so they're preying on that, and like you guys said, it is a money grab, and but they're preying on the people's want to win. I just it's gross that it's killing the prices, but also that it's the predatory action.
It's not just that too. This is for breakers, because this is what happens with Panini. Panini puts out junk and it still sells out because the breakers who don't have direct accounts, or the breakers who aren't getting much in direct account, Fanatics knows, because they've seen Panini do this for years, that those people will then come here and make sure they get the product. They're not going to be passing on.
Your dogs are very upset about this.
They are. I apologize for that, but yeah, this is about the breakers. I know the YouTuber Run Good Life. He keeps track of this. He's been keeping track of the Panini and all the ridiculous prices that stuff's been selling out at, and he knows it's from breakers. But these are people that are going to buy it because people are going to pay to break it. Even if they're paying the high price, and all this does is take product away from other collectors who may want to buy it. They already have the EQL thing to give everybody a fair chance to get a product, but now they're doing this. They don't care about that. They want to make sure when they have hotter products that they can make more money. It'll be interesting to see over time how often they use this, because they're trying to make it sound like it's going to be for the higher price stuff. But I guarantee you it'll be. Would you be shocked if Topps Chrome football?
I was going to say that's guaranteed. It's
guaranteed. And Topps Chrome basketball, I wouldn't be surprised either. They said it's going to start next month, so they've had this in the works for a while. It's just another way anybody who would like to actually buy a box of something to rip gets screwed. Just like all the other ways in the hobby, they don't care about somebody who actually wants to open the product because they like it and they want to enjoy it. They don't give a damn about that anymore. It's all about how can we make the most money. We don't care about those people that actually want to buy it because they like it. I just want the people that are trying to make money off of it to buy it, and they'll pay more for it. So they get it. We don't.
Yeah. And the fact that, like, you make a good point about breakers too, Mike, because there are breakers and there are hobby shops will have to go here for that, because Ruben has basically said, if your hobby shop does not look like Jeff Wilson's or Tom Brady's, you're not a hobby shop for us, right? So that's a big problem. And then to the point about the high-end thing, they don't make low-end products. They make flagship. Like everything else is what they would consider high-end, or they're priced at high-end, right? So what are we talking about here? What low-end product? Yeah, sure. Okay, Topps flagship won't be Dutch auction until it is, right? Like there is no way that a product like Topps Chrome with as many parallels, they won't just jam in 2 or 3 more first print or whatever, first off the line knockoff parallels. They'll just jam those into Topps Chrome, because Topps Chrome, that's what they're known for. Very much like Prism, very much like Select. They are known for jamming as many parallels in there as possible. What's 2 or 3 more? Call it first off the line or whatever your knockoff name is, and sell it at a ridiculous rate for those 2 or 3 people who actually might hit a card that's worth it when you buy the boxes at the price you're buying them for. I mentioned it before, but it cracks me up when Ed will buy something first off the line from Panini and said, oh, well, I bought it. I'm just going to make up numbers here, guys. I don't know exactly. I bought it at 800 and it sold out at 600. And Chuck's like, well, why am I paying for a team at the $800 price? Why don't I get it the what you should have paid for it? The 800. He's like, oh, that doesn't work. That's not how it works with breaks. That's true. It's not. But you're going to have a lot of people who are going to regret their purchase 5 minutes later, literally 5 minutes later, when they see what it sells for. So yeah, it's absolutely a money grab. It's disgusting. And it's absolutely just call yourself Panini at this point. Like, it's like maybe Panini should say, look what they're put a lawsuit out there. Hey, you're stealing our way to screw the hobby. You're stealing our way to screw the collector. Put that in a lawsuit.
Joe, you're not wrong about the prices. Like what we talked about at Stadium Club a couple weeks ago about how much we love Stadium Club, the old Stadium Club, but now the prices are. It's not high end. I wouldn't call Stadium Club the high end price, but it's overpriced in my opinion compared to for what it is. Like for what it should be. Finest has never been a low end product. It's always been relatively expensive, but it is. I am priced out of Finest, and that shouldn't. In my opinion, it's not Topps Chrome. I shouldn't be priced out of Finest. I should be able to afford Finest, and so yeah, those are crazy. From Fanatics, the business perspective of Fanatics, as much as I hate this Dutch auction thing, imagine the kind of money they would have made on Topps Mercury, like the Mercury Wemby product. Like they sold it for $8,000, I think was the box price. Is that if I recall? Yeah, like they probably would have made double that, right? If they would have done this Dutch auction.
Probably would have started at what, 25?
Yeah, I mean, they would have sold 20. Yeah, they would have sold like flawless prices, right? Yeah. So
yeah,
flawless isn't that expensive. EP.
Oh, National Treasures. Sorry, I don't.
None of them are that. Flawless and National Treasures are not. No,
I thought they were like 10,000. No, okay.
Right. Maybe flawless during a good year is that much, but yeah, I don't believe so.
Okay. And hopefully they don't do a first off the line knockoff, because all that does is raise the price for the regular product. That's what Panini does. They put out the first off the line, and then the breakers buy it up, and because it sells out high, then they base the base product on the price that the first on off the line sold off for. So this is just another way to manipulate prices and make it seem like it's the market doing it. We're just letting the market decide. Fanatics is clearly gearing up to, be an IPO, have an IPO at some point. Remember, Topps was going to go public before they lost the license and everything. It feels like everything that they're doing is to go public and have an IPO. They're maximizing their revenue and their profits. I feel like this is just going to continue. And I mean, they're not going to go, oh, we can make more money doing this. Oh no, we're not going to do that. That wouldn't be fair to collectors.
Right.
They're going to go, oh, we can make more money doing this. Can we make more somehow? Oh, well, yeah, let's do this. So it's gross, but I mean, we talk about it all the time. It's not changing. 3 idiots on a podcast on Monday morning on YouTube aren't going to make Michael Rubin go, you know what? Those guys have a point. Let's not do this. Right. So we're just complaining to complain. It's not changing.
2 idiots and Eugene down there. I mean, he's
a baller.
As an aside, he is getting redder and redder in that
My back is sweating so bad.
Oh, this is fantastic, EP. This is better. This is worth the growler.
I really debated whether to put the sweatshirt on or not, just because you're going to be sweating.
Do you not own a t-shirt? Do you not own a Notre Dame t-shirt?
No.
You have to stick around to the end of the podcast to see if he makes it or not.
Just a heat stroke and just passes out.
Does he pass out? Does he blow up? I don't know. Stick around and see.
What shade of red can we get this guy?
All right. Well, moving on a little bit here. Speaking of Fanatics, here's an interesting one. They have signed to an exclusive autograph memorabilia deal. Fanatics has signed Paige Bueckers. She is a WNBA player. Panini makes WNBA cards. So apparently we're no longer going to be getting any of her autograph cards in Panini product anymore. The license that Topps doesn't have. They're doing the same thing they did with football, with NBA stuff. They already have Sabrina Ionescu as a exclusive. They have Juju Watkins, who's not even in the WNBA yet, but will be. So I don't know how they missed Caitlin Clark. How did they miss Caitlin Clark?
That's shocking. That is the most shocking thing. Well, I've said this. Well, first off, for the exclusive thing, just Mike, if you could go back and clip what I said about the quarterbacks that they stole,
insert it
here because it's the same exact thing.
Yep.
Long story short, they're screwing the collectors. The only people that get hurt by this are collectors that actually want their players in their pro uniforms, yada, 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 rinse and repeat. It's the same thing over and over again. But I will say, I said this when they got the Marvel license. They are reactive. Fanatics and Topps are reactive. They are not proactive. They probably sat there and was like, oh, there's no way, even though she's one of the biggest college stars in the world, there's no way the WNBA will take off with her. and let her out there for Panini to get. And then they saw what happened with the Panini products and like, oh shit, we better start poaching WNBA players. Same thing happened with Marvel, in my opinion. And I know there are a lot of Marvel fanboys out there, a lot of MCU fanboys. They're on the decline. I'm sorry. They are. The movies have been horrendous recently. DC is the one up and coming. If you didn't see James Gunn's Suicide Squad, if you haven't watched Peacemaker, if you didn't see the new Superman, I'm sorry. That is Marvel in 2008. They are on the upswing. Upper Deck smartly picked up DC after they let the much more expensive IP of Marvel go, picked up DC and are putting out some really awesome products, which 2 years from now might eclipse some of the Marvel stuff or even most of the Marvel stuff. So again, yes, the screwing the collectors aside, we all know that's what Fanatics is good at, right? So let's screw the collectors out of getting pro uniform players with their autographs. Let's screw collectors out of that. And let's continue to be reactive instead of proactive. Can they have an original thought over there? Or is it just, let's steal what Upper Deck does? Let's steal what Pacific. God, I wish. Let's steal what Panini's doing. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Maybe, hey, come here, Tops. Come here, Fanatics. Why don't you steal what Rittenhouse does and give us on-card autos? Why don't you do that? How about that? Steal that. Game use. Steal that. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. I hate this company so much. EP, the opposite view, please.
They could just go back and steal their own stuff from the 90s and be okay. Like,
that would be better. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it'd be better. I mean, the Paige Bueckers thing, like, I mean, I feel like, okay, so Topps has had Fanatics has had plenty of misses since they got Topps, right? Plenty of misses. But in the kind of regard of like signing a Caitlin Clark, like that is by far their biggest miss, and probably their only miss when they're doing those like underhanded, like those like sniping type of situations. I feel like that is the one big miss. So yeah, Joe, this is completely reactive. Like they are just sunning these other players trying to catch lightning in a bottle again. And you're not going to catch like what Caitlin Clark was like Jordan.
As
the
good
NBA.
as
Like
Paige
that was
Bueckers is, it's not the same thing.
Right. And even if she ends up being a better player at the end of the day, it's that Caitlin Clark's presence and what she's brought to the NBA is what it was. And that's a, in my opinion, that's like by far the biggest miss.
What's my benchmark?
The
Wayne L. Day test. No idea who Paige Bueckers is.
Topps needs to hire somebody like me. They need a retro liaison. Just somebody to sit there and go, show them, like, we do 3 cards every Friday. Just have me do a version of that to show them the cool cards that they own the rights to that they could make. I'll be like, you could make these triumvirates look like this. And somebody be like, those are Triumph. They don't look like Triumph. I'm like, they really are. These are how you used to make them. But they need, like, it just sometimes feels like there's nobody that knows anything about cards working there. And, the people that worked at Topps should know about cards, right?
Aren't they all Panini people now? Did they hire a bunch of Panini people?
Oh,
like,
but
you posted, did you post a Triumvirate and someone mentioned, they still make Triumvirates today, and I go,
they're not.
They are die. Oh, did you? Yeah. I said they are die cuts for 5-year-olds. Today's Triumvirates are not Triumvirates.
Yeah,
like they are the lowest. The lowest possible die cut you can get, and they're calling them triumvirates, right? Don't laugh too hard, EP. You're gonna pass out. You are so red. But yeah, I mean, you, me, EP, millions of people could go in there and be like, "Hey, why don't you just do cool stuff that you used to do?" Like, I do not understand why they cannot just get on the right track, but I think you're right, EP. It's because they hired all those Panini people, and Panini haven't been doing too great, but apparently they hired the people from Panini who don't know how to make case hits. I don't know. It's terrible.
Yeah, they don't know that. I almost say that it's not, they know what they're doing. Like, it's not that they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what the hobby wants, and they don't care because they're just making their money, and they're going to continue to make their money. And they're going to, I mean, that's all, just make another Chrome product. I'm afraid if they bring out Topps Archives or bring back Gypsy Queen, it's just going to be a Chrome product, and it's going to be $500 a box, right? Every time.
They need to just give me like $1,000 a week, to go buy their cool cards and then meet with me in a Zoom meeting, and I'll show them what I bought and show them what they could make. Call me. I'm available.
No, they would want someone like EP because he would tell them how great they are at the same time. You need someone that can suck up a little bit.
Yeah.
I take $1,000 a week. I take $500.
No, it's only to buy the cards.
Oh,
Anyway, okay. I got some really bad news though for you guys.
oh no! What?
Tom Brady's card vault, the new one in Soho in New York City, they were robbed. Well, they really weren't robbed. That was the headline, though, wasn't it? They weren't really robbed, though. But the headline reads that they were robbed for nearly $10,000 in cards. And I was thinking, if you're going to rob a place, that doesn't sound like much for $10,000 in cards. They weren't really robbed. They were more scammed in the store. Apparently, they had a customer that purchased $9,710 in Pokemon and baseball cards. And somehow he manually bypassed the decline on his credit card on their credit card machine. So apparently he must have had a card that didn't have that on it that he used, and then was somehow able to bypass the decline. So it looked like it went through and he purchased.
EP, are you taking notes on how to do this?
Yeah, hang on.
I see you writing.
Yeah, what's the? Can you tell me how did it work?
They did not give specifics, but there must be ways out there. But isn't it? I mean, like I read the headline, I'm like, somebody smashed the window and like grabbed some cards or something like that. But then I got to thinking, $10,000. That doesn't seem like much. But yeah, here it turns out that it was actually in store. Like, I didn't know this kind of stuff could be done, but apparently somebody does, and they walked out with almost $10,000 worth of cards.
Like, I was very, very prepared to like say, even though we think, this Tom Brady vault thing is ridiculous. Same thing with Jeff Wilson's store. No one should be stealing anything. But this is kind of funny now that they were able to like do some sort of manipulation with their credit card, which EP is going to, I'm guessing, do more research on, for reasons passing understanding. I mean, I'm sure he's just doing it for journalistic reasons. But yeah, this is wild. And it's not, I guess I don't know if it's, I don't think it's an appropriate comparison here, but just in general, like I really don't think that card shops can be like McDonald's, like where like you just like create a new one and put it somewhere or and I feel like that's Brady's trying to franchise these, or the people behind Brady that are, financially, they're trying to franchise these. And while this could happen to any card shop, it sounds like, you have to be, especially a card shop that's going to have that high-end stuff there, you have to be very, very vigilant. Your employees have to be very knowledgeable, because I'm sure they're not just scammed through some random ability to cancel a credit card transaction. I could see people being scammed out of not knowing what cards that they should be buying or selling or things like that. So it's difficult to look at these and not think maybe franchising and like making McDonald's out of card shops maybe is not the way to go. I don't know.
My first thought was, dang, the first day we let Tom Brady behind the counter, some dude comes in and walks off with all these cards.
Come on, Tom.
Dang it, Tom. Dang it. Yeah, and
that's why we have him in the back sorting cards.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
And to Joe's point, like the franchising, I didn't really think about that, but I mean, like, are there any other hobbies that where like hobbies like ours with collecting stuff that has like a franchise type thing? Like it's like such a unique, like the cards are such a unique thing that people should want. But I feel like the amount of money that's being spent and the amount of cards that are being produced makes it so like it almost like the you could see the franchise thing being like a natural progression for it, even though we don't want to see it. Like we love the card shops that are our own, that we walk into and we can feel like Mike's shop was like this place we walk into.
I think GameStop is the closest thing to like a franchise card shop now, right?
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, but they weren't that before, and I feel like it's all the money that's being poured into the hobby now was part of what's doing that. But it feels like a natural progression, even though we don't like it.
Well, just don't let people manually use the credit card.
And
machine.
comment down below if you know how to do that.
Just let everybody know how.
Just let everyone know.
That, just for science.
Yeah, journalistic integrity point of view here. We can.
Oh, fun little thing here. Did you see that Leaf is bringing back Sports Illustrated for Kids cards? They are doing a series of print-to-demand cards. They're $7.99 each, and you get discount if you buy in bulk and stuff. Apparently, the deal runs through 2026, and they plan to do around 100 different athletes. But yeah, they're doing kind of like their modernized, like metal versions of the Sports Illustrated for Kids. They're designed just like them, and they have a pickleball player is one of the first ones they put out. I could have written the name down, but it's a pickleball player. Do you collect pickleball cards? I don't. So yeah, but I mean, pretty cool, right?
Yes. Let me back up to the pickleball point. I like 3 or 4 years ago, for part of my job, I go out to municipal government meetings.
And you play pickleball?
No, but I will tell you this. I will tell you this. The amount of like more affluent municipalities that talk about pickleball, and I'm sitting there going, this thing's going to be freaking huge. Every municipality I go to talks about pickleball and how they need to build pickleball courts. And this was like right after the pandemic. So I'm like, this is going to be huge, and I hate it. I hate the fact that I had to hear about it literally multiple times a week from old white people at municipal meetings complaining that they need a new pickleball court. But anyway, yes, to the Sports Illustrated thing, I think that is cool. I hope the design is very much like manufactured to look like perforated edges or something like that. I hope the design is cool, like you're pulling it out of the magazine. I'm curious what sort of licensing I suspect they got an agreement with Sports Illustrated, which is kind of surprising that, again, this is something Fanatics could have done with licensed athletes, but they're not thinking outside the box. It goes back to my reactive and not proactive. What's the next thing that is similar in that vein that Fanatics can be like, oh shit, that was a good idea. Let's see if we can get something very similar to that and make those cards, because I could totally see them doing that. Are there any sort of parallels or autographs if you kind of like a Topps Now thing? If you buy X amount, you might get something.
I think they do, but it didn't say specifically in the article I read about it.
I would hope so, but if they are made to order, that makes like some of the I don't want to say lesser athletes, because they're definitely more athletic than I am, but some of like the lower tier athletes, those cards maybe down the road could actually be valuable if they were made to print to order and not people in the moment ordered them, right?
Mm-hmm.
With it being Leaf, I would be shocked if there aren't autos and one of ones. Like that's just kind of their their MO, right? That's kind of what
every card that comes out is going to be one of one EP. What are you talking about?
Right. And then, like you said, I mean, the cool thing about some of those Sports Illustrated for Kids, which Mike used one as a 3 cards card last week, and I mean, so like it would be cool if they could bring some of those back, maybe like some of those it would be cool if like the checklist included some of those older cards. There it is, yeah, they'll included some of those cards. Like I think it's a really cool idea. I'm happy that Leaf is doing that, bringing that back. And I agree with Joe that they're not going to find the next thing. They're just going to wait till next year and buy the license and do it themselves next year.
That's true.
You know what I mean? We'll just wait and buy it. We'll just wait and buy it next year.
Yeah.
Good. I'm actually excited though, because Leaf does do like Tony Hawk cards and Shaun White cards. So if they do versions of this updated and like autographed, I'm in. I'm totally in for that.
Did you say they were chrome, Mike, or metal? You said metal. Did you mean
chrome?
Said
metal. They have the Leaf metal set. So
okay.
But I don't know if the cards are metal or.
I think they're chrome, but they do have metal.
I think they have chrome cards in the Leaf metal set, but it's the Leaf metal. Right. It's the Leaf metal set that they're doing it of. So
okay, all right.
Call Leaf. I don't know. I don't work for Leaf. I work for Fanatics. I'm their ambassador of retro. So.
He's gonna have business cards made, and that makes me very sad.
I will change my tune on this podcast the second that they start paying me. I will say nice things. I don't care.
I will be a free agent at that point, brother.
It's the Mike and EP podcast. We're all things Fanatics.
The Mike and EP Fanatics podcast. Like, when correctly,
yeah.
You know?
Sponsored by Fanatics. Yeah.
Right.
See you, boys.
All right. An interesting card is going up for auction. You know, we saw the Kobe and Michael Jordan dual logo man auto 1 of 1 sold for what, like $8 trillion, bazillion dollars. I think it was 12 point something.
It was 12
billion
something,
or 13, yeah. But the 2003 Exquisite, this came out before that. The Kobe MJ dual logo man 1 of 1 without autos is going up for auctions. The estimate on it is $3 million. I kind of feel like if the other cards sold for 13, this might sell for more than 3. I don't know. Or does it not sell for 3? There's no auto. I don't know.
The autos, I think, really.
The autos, especially those two. So
Jordan, it's going to be interesting to see like how much of a difference it makes. That's what I'm interested in seeing where it ends up, so you can compare the two.
What was the LeBron? Who was it? Wasn't there a logo man that he held up at Times Square that Ken Golden held up? What was that one? That was a dual logo man of. He said, "Oh, it was the LeBron where he had his three team logo card."
Yeah.
And whatever that sold for, I think is probably close to the range of what this one would sell for. The thing is, Jordan doesn't sign much at all unless he loses a bet on the golf course, right? And Kobe has passed, obviously. So like there aren't new autos of his coming out anytime soon. If there are, we might have a problem. Actually, probably are new autos of his coming out because we do have a problem. But so without those two autos, those two specific autos, I think that's what jumps this car, the previous one, up to that 13 million ish. And then this one, 3 seems right. I mean, it's still a lot of money. For one card with 2 logo men and no ink on it. That is a massive, it's a massive card regardless. But yeah, I think 3 million sounds about right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be all shocked though if it goes over, like Mike said. Like if it went to 5, like there's going to be some like raging hype for this, right? Like ridiculous hype for it. So and people are going to overpay for it. Then they're going to sell it next year for half of whatever it goes for, like that Babe Ruth card from last week that we talked about.
I think that's different, EP. I think that's just to jump in.
This is an actual card. This is a real card.
This is an actual card. There's a lot of money in basketball, especially the modern from the LeBron's rookie year on, and then the PMGs obviously in the 90s. So there's a lot of like big investor money in that. I don't think it would do what Babe Ruth did.
And this one kind of kicked it all off. Like this,
Exquisite was
the first one, first year, and the first one, the dual logo man card, even though it's not autographed. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that significance is built into the 3 million already, probably. Right. But it'll be interesting to see where it goes. We don't talk much about Pokemon on here because we're not a Pokemon podcast, but this is a Pokemon story, but I want to go over it because it's absolutely ridiculous. And I fear for what, fanatics might see this story.
Oh,
and
go,
no. Hey!
Oh, no.
So there was a BGS 10 Black Label Pokemon card that was sent into outer space. Did you guys hear about this?
No.
I know, EP, you're a Pokemon guy, but did you hear about this?
A huge Pokemon guy. From there was a story. No.
Okay.
Was it owned by a celebrity or something? Was it owned by Jake Paul or whatever?
It was Reshiram EX 174 Japanese White Flare. Of course, you know that card.
Oh, that
was my favorite.
Great card.
Yeah.
The Dragon Shield company that are actually owned by the same parent company now, that Collectivist that owns BGS now. They apparently, as a promotional thing, took the card out of the Beckett case and put it and a dragon shield. And then this card was sent to the edge of space and back. There was extreme changes in temperature, and the card came back, and then they got it regraded by Beckett. And it was still graded a BGS Black Label 10.
Yeah, bullshit. Shut up. Sorry.
But it was.
Yeah, sure.
I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. So the Dragon Shields protect your cards well enough to send them to space and back. And then you can get them regraded, and it's still the same condition. I mentioned this because Heritage Auctions is auctioning off this card with some of the proceeds going to the Toy Foundation charity. But I fear that we're going to see Topps now is already releasing a card with a penny in it because of the end of the penny. They're going to hear this and they're going to start shooting cards in outer space and back, right?
100%. 100%. This
whole
is
set.
Okay. There's so much going back here, and it's all ridiculous. Okay, number one.
That's what we do here.
Yeah. So you're telling me that the company that share a parent company with BGS, took a card out of a BGS case, put it in their case, shot it up to space, brought it down, and it happened to have the same grade? Wow, I am blown away by that.
Sounds legit to me.
That card wouldn't have gotten the same grade any other time, under normal circumstances, because grading, as we all know, is subjective, right? So that card may not have gotten a 10 2 minutes after it got the first 10 that it got, Black Label 10. Maybe it got dropped down to a Gold Label 10 or a 9.5. There is no way. It was all a PR stunt to sell this other company's things. But I will, and the person who regraded it just put it back into a slab that already had the label printed out. The only reason I'm okay and came back on is because you said the money is going to be auctioned off and it's going to go to charity. I do like that they're doing that. Obviously, a Black Label 10 will get more for this charity than anything else would have.
There's a card in outer space.
I
want cards that were in outer space.
That is the next part of my thing. Yes, you are 100% right. PSA is going to be sending cards to outer space. Fanatics is going to be sending cards outer space. It's going to be a space race. It's a war in space. It's what are we doing here? It's very reminiscent of the baseball players putting the cards in their pocket. Now you're going to have people going up in space with Bezos and his Blue Origin penis rocket or whatever, and then Musk and those people. They're going to be carrying cards with them, take them to outer space, and then they can bring them back and then sell them to their rich friends as these cards went to outer space. This is not for us. This is not for us or anyone who watches our programming. This is ridiculous and it is stupid and I hate it. Unless it was a Star Trek card. Now, if a Star Trek card went into space,
that just makes
sense.
Captain Kirk here, Chris Pine, then maybe, but yeah, no, come on now. Ridiculous.
DP?
Yeah, the first word I wrote down was stunt. I mean, clearly this is just a PR stunt, right? And then my next word was questions. I have questions. Was this card taped to the outside of the plane or rocket or whatever it was that was used to sit up there? Or was it inside in the cabin with the essentially, I'm guessing, a person that also could survive all the heat and cold and everything just fine? So that's my first question. And then, Joe, you make a really good point about the charity thing. Yes, that's great. But on a long enough timeline, we talked about this a couple people at the show, on a long enough timeline, that card's gonna get sold again. Are they putting space on the slab on the label in some way? Are they signifying it?
I hope so.
Do. And this, in that case, and this is one of the greatest PR stunts in the history of mankind. I love that it's been in space like that. I mean, sure, I'm a sucker for space stuff, so I'm all in. And I'm not gonna be able to afford this card, as Joe alluded to. But if he's putting out with a set of cards that have been sent into space, I might have to buy a pack. I think it'd be cool.
I have an idea.
Oh no!
Why don't we send EP
Eugene Ponderosa in space,
and he can do an episode of the podcast from space?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if you want to see that.
We'll start
GoFundMe.
I almost said we'll start an OnlyFans. We'll start a Kickstarter.
We already got one of those, baby.
Yeah, we got those.
That's his OnlyFans stage name, Eugene Ponderosa. He rides a horse naked.
And it's majestic.
Okay.
And it's majestic. Oh shit.
Oh boy. Well, Joe, at least be happy that I didn't give you the story of Carl Anthony Towns yet again getting boxes of cards that he's opening on video from Fanatics and pulling great stuff out of it. So we've already talked about that kind of stuff enough. So I figured I'd go with the Pokemon Outer Space story for you.
Yeah, but let's talk about this one too. EP, defend this.
Defend what? The space?
No. Carl Anthony Towns pulling his own card or whatever.
It wasn't his own card. What did he pull? He pulled something ridiculous. It wasn't his own card.
Something ridiculous.
Some crazy.
I don't have the details because I'm not talking about it.
And you just said that just happens, EP. You're like, yep. People open up cards.
I mean, it can happen. It can happen. But now that we know, listen, again, all of the details have changed. We now know about scanners. When we first were talking about this, we didn't know about scanners. We didn't know about a lot of this stuff. So there are definitely ways people can manipulate this kind of stuff.
So you're saying I have a crystal ball? Is what you're saying?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, that's been proven. That's been proven since episode 1. Of course,
it has been.
Well, moving on. Do you remember, way back in the old days of the hobby, like 2 or 3 years ago, when people used to think it was a good idea to buy fractions of cards, treat it like a stock market and stuff? Those were the good old days, weren't they?
When they used the word good.
I know we talked at one point about a company called Collectable, and they were one of these companies. Then they ended up going out of business. They were the one that had a 52 Topps Mickey Mantle that people bought. I can't remember. I wish I could remember. EP, you should have gone back through all the old episodes so we could. We don't have.
We definitely did talk about that.
But we did talk about that, and they closed up and they sold the rights to the name and the business to another person in 2023. Unfortunately, people don't know where the cards are. What happened to the cards? Yes. There has been an ongoing lawsuit by somebody named Justin Cornett. I think that's Jim Cornette's.
I was going to say, is that Jim Cornette's relative?
It might be. So, but he's been trying for apparently quite a while now. He's like going, dude, where are the cards? Like these people that own partial ownership of these cards that the company closed, and the cards have kind of disappeared. I think we talked about them. We might have talked about this before too, because they saw one like in a gallery in New York City at some point. I don't know if it's something I read or if it's something we talked about, but nobody knows where the cards are. Apparently the court, I forgot to write down the term. Since they haven't complied with the court order of giving them the files of like what's going on here, the court appointed somebody to go get it that they have to give them to, and they have yet to do that. Apparently the person that bought the company in 2023, his name is Philip Newman.
Hello, Newman.
Of course. But he has been withholding specifics as to the whereabouts. So he bought just the name of the company and whatever business they had, not the cards. But the cards are gone. But he won't help anybody, even though there's a court order to let people know where the cards are. Specifically, Justin Cornett. Like, the cards are gone. They clearly... somebody sold the cards. Like, come on. But they're, wow. I mean, this is one of the bigger scams in the hobby. Think of how many people are being affected by this. So, you have like 2 shares of that 52 Mantle, and then they just close up shop. The cards disappear and you're screwed.
Well, don't do stupid things. What are you? Why are you buying?
At the time, everybody was doing that though.
We didn't do it. We're not stupid. Please comment down below if you're that stupid and you bought into fractional cards. Please then leave a like and comment down below. By the way, when you mentioned Cornette and being like, where are my cards? I was thinking in Jim Cornette's voice when he drops the MF. That's the first thing I thought of. Where are my cards? I left that one. That was restraint there. I was going to drop the Jim Cornette MF.
You dropped the F word like in the first.
I did. I did way earlier about eBay authentication, man. That gets me fired up. Yeah, this is, I mean, first off, if it seems like it's a fly-by-night sort of scheme, probably don't get into it.
But I could buy into it and make money, Joe.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm. So the people that were affected were not collectors. Let's just put that out there. These are not collectors. These were people buying into something like they would buy into a stock. Completely different. I don't feel bad. Legally, they need to find these cards, though. Like that part is ridiculous. Like, even though I don't feel bad for these people and I think they were dumb to do this, they're still owed money. I mean, they did buy into something. But again, in this hobby, if there is an opportunity to be scammed, people will be like, oh, scam me. This is awesome. I love being scammed. Scam me hard. Because that's what happens. People just, for some reason, line up to be scammed. And there are plenty of people lining up to say, okay, cool, I'll scam you. Like, that's just where we're at.
Yeah, that was the first word I wrote down was scammers for this segment. I mean, that's the bottom line. Like it's almost like if something new pops into this hobby, you have to stop for a second and think, okay, and like go to the very end and say, well, how can people scam me on this? And then like go from there backward in a lot of these cases. And as you pointed out, Joe, these foreign collectors, we're all collectors. We want to hold the cards in our hands. We know what a collectible is. That's what this hobby is. These are people just looking to invest in it. And while I won't go as far as to say that I don't feel bad for them because they are out money. Like I feel bad that they're out the money. It is not something that I would get into. It's not something that I could see myself ever thinking would be a good idea. So, but yeah, they do, like you said, Joe, legally, like someone needs to find these cards. Like the fact that they went missing, though, also is really funny to me. Like that, of course they did, right? Of course they did.
Yeah,
right. 52 Mantl's just randomly disappearing. Like, what?
Right.
What are we doing here?
And like I said, it was sold to Philip Newman in 2023. I believe I read he paid 1.5 million, but like what did he buy? Yeah.
Right.
What
he bought a bad brand. He bought a bad brand. Who buys a bad brand for that much money?
He had to pay for 1.5 million. He had to get the cards too, right?
The cards were not part of the sale. It was just according the name and the business, but
right,
yeah,
sure.
But sure, considering you are kind of making yourself look guilty of something if you are not helping people there are courts that have ordered that anybody associated with this needs to turn over any files that let us know where these cards are, and that is not being followed. It's not like people are just saying you need to do it. Like there's literally a court order saying you need to do it, but apparently he doesn't have to do it. I don't know that. And maybe he's innocent and all this maybe has nothing to do with the cards, but it sure doesn't look good if you bought the company and then you're like, I'm not helping you try to find those.
Wayne Knight is going to sue us to make us pull this down.
Absolutely.
By the way, what was the Mantle grade ballpark? Do you remember
what it was? Was it?
It was pretty high though. It was pretty high.
I feel like it was an 8.
I'm thinking if you're this company and you sold your name and not the cards, the Mantle probably wasn't included in that anyway, because there's no way you're getting that Mantle for 1.5 million.
We did talk about it because they had an offer. I remember there was an offer at one time that they
we talked about whether we would take it or not.
Yeah,
if it was us. Yeah,
that was the one we talked about it. How about that? Good memory there for the old guy. All right. Well, to wrap things up, do you want to talk a little bit about the drama? I made a little bit of a joke at the beginning of the podcast, but we did talk about the shill bidding stuff last week, and some of the drama continued this week. Patrick Ryan kind of had a night where he just kind of vented and started accusing people of stuff. He accused Jeff Wilson of having people bid on his cards. He accused Teapot of it. He did later come out later in the week and he issued an apology and said he had no evidence of this stuff happening. apparently Neo took down his video about the shill bidding last week because he apparently got an email from a lawyer or something threatening some kind of legal action against him. Dustin, the sports car dad, also pulled his down. He wasn't contacted by anybody, but he knew Neo had talked to him and let him know that he got that. So in order to not have to put himself at any kind of jeopardy of being sued, he pulled his down as well. Dr. Beckett then released another
Part
podcast.
3, I think.
I don't know. Like, I was looking for a part 3. He has it's just him. It's not with Patrick Ryan. So I don't know if he pulled that down. I don't know if there was a part 3 with Patrick Ryan that pulled down. But when I went to listen to it on Sunday, I didn't see a part 3. But there was another part with him talking about shill bidding. And oh my God, he's tone deaf on this.
Yeah.
The comments were like, dude, you're just he was basically saying that I never said I do this. I'm not saying that it's right, but
yeah, I hate when people do that.
And he kept doing that over and over, and he'd be like starting to lean toward it, and then he'd throw the button. And
I wouldn't have murdered that person, but
if somebody wanted to do it for me, I don't know what you can do about that. And that's basically what he was saying. And I do understand, the fact that somebody else that might be bidding on your card for you is going to be hard for any auction house to track. But I don't know, if certain bidders bid on certain people's cards all the time, you might get some suspicion. I don't think it's good that we just say there's nothing that can be done. Like that just gives everybody a pass. That's the way that you whitewash everything that's bad about this. That's how you normalize the behavior. You're just saying, well, it would be really tough. Yeah, it would be. So let's just not do anything. Let's just try. We'll just let it be the Wild West out there. I can't believe Dr. Beckett's reputation has really taken a hit, I feel, in the last 2 weeks. Of his own accord, their words from his own mouth. People aren't trying to find a problem. He created a problem with what he was saying. We were reacting to what he said, and he has to own that but he's not owning it. He's just kind of doubling down on what he said, but kind of apologizing at the same time.
And I've heard from people that he's kind of arrogant. So I'm guessing he's the type of person who wouldn't want to back down, who would double down instead. I almost wore my Beckett hat that I got at the National as a joke, but I didn't want EP to be like, oh, see, the Panthers lost, and now you're changing hats. I didn't want that to happen. I had to stick with my Pitt hat here. I do want to talk a little bit about Dustin and Northeast Ohio Cards and Comics taking down their videos. This might shock people, but I actually agree with what Neo did. And I'll tell you why. I'm just glad we are not big enough, that we are not in the eye of Sauron, so to speak, that we would have had to make that decision. Because I don't know what we would have decided. It's a very difficult thing, because while I did not watch his video, and I didn't watch Dustin's video at the time because it went up and it came down pretty fast.
Yeah, they were gone before you could even watch them.
Seemingly, they were just repeating what Patrick Ryan himself had said.
Mm-hmm.
All that being said, I guarantee you they are not making a ton of money off of what they do on YouTube. And to even have a nuisance lawsuit filed against you can be expensive. So I get where they're coming from, but again, I'm glad we are not big enough, because again, we said probably a lot of the same things that they said, but we said it in front of a couple of hundred people, where they said it in front of a few thousand, or ostensibly would have said it in front of a few thousand. So I don't know. When someone commented before, I had not heard that the reason they pulled their videos down was because of a threat of a lawsuit. So someone commented on our video last week, oh, you guys won't pull your video down like Neo and Dustin did. And I responded to that and said, no, we're not beholden to anyone. I didn't know they were getting threatened of being sued, or at least Neo was. So I don't know. Again, the three of us, we talked about this offline. I don't know what we would have done. I mean, that's a tough position to be put in. I know what we would have wanted to do.
I don't think I would have felt threatened to pull it down after one email. I feel like there would have had to. I would have taken the one email as this rich person contacting his lawyer and having them send a message to me to try to threaten me to pull it down. I don't feel, and with the number, like I said to you guys, the number of videos that were made, he's not going to want to spend real money to have to litigate all of those. So it would have had to have been a little more real, maybe a certified letter sent to me, like make it seem more real. But I don't think I would have pulled it down just after an email from him. But again, I'm not in that position, so right. I don't know for sure. But I feel like just an email is not, like, there's a lot that goes into, first of all, like, he has nothing to sue you for. I know he can anyway, but there's nothing we said that he was going to win a lawsuit against. It'd just be that matter of having the pain of having to defend yourself. But I don't think ignoring one email was going to put you in that situation.
Completely possible. Like I said, I'm just glad we didn't have to make that decision. Though, if Patrick Ryan is watching, I want you to rewind back to the beginning of the podcast where Mike said it is his channel. So if any letters do come out, regardless of what EP, Eugene Ponderosa, and let me change my name real quick to something else, Joseph Day Lewis say here, just keep that in mind if those letters and emails start coming out.
Yeah, I one of the things that I thought about during this our conversation about this, I work at a newspaper, and we get a lot of emails from people saying, this is a lawyer, you need to take down the story. And like, well, we have police documents that say this person punched this person in the nose. We're not going to take it down. You provide us with details about them having, going through accelerated rehabilitation or whatever, and getting the things have been expunged. We will add that to the story, but we're not going to just take down the story because it's published. Like, it's a published story. It's what happened. And the bottom line is, like, the video that we referenced was out there, and like in a lot of people, there's evidence, a lot of evidence of people talking about this video that actually occurred was out there. And I think all we were reacting to that video. And I like Mike said, I don't think there was anything. We get a lot of things about, like, a lot of complaints about defamation when it is just, we're just putting facts in the paper. And I feel like I don't think anything we did reached the level of defamation during our conversation. That said, like Joe said, I'm just glad we're in a situation, but I also feel like in the same case, like, one email is not it's not litigation yet, and I feel like that's the point where I would not have. But again, I'm glad we're not in that situation, because I might have freaked out a little bit too. You know what I mean? The
moment we would have had to call a lawyer, or pay a lawyer, that's where I'd be like, okay, this has been fun, guys, but this is what we do here, especially the three of us. What we do here is, again, we have a little over 2,000 subscribers. We get like 300 or 400 views on our podcast. Like, we're here for fun. There's no sponsorships, no, huge ad revenue. So for us, it might be different than it would be for Neo or for Sports Card Dad. I can totally see both sides of that. But yeah, like you said, Mike, probably not one email. But again, I don't want to deal with the nuisance for something that we're doing for fun.
The guy who's the conspiracy theorist and says some of the most brash outrageous is the first one to bail.
But I will say, all of my conspiracy theories have borne out, so they are like not conspiracy theories anymore. So I'm good. I'm safe.
I do want to correct Joe on one thing, that we're three stooges having a conversation with each other, and we just happen to record it and put it up there for you guys to listen to. So I mean, that's what we're doing.
That's what we'll put in the counter suit.
It's not our fault that you're listening to us.
I just wanted to say one thing about because we got a little bit of the conversations happen, do things, but back to the Beckett thing, when he said whatever and but, like, isn't the saying, like, never, when somebody says the word but, anything that was said before that doesn't matter, right? So I mean, that's where we're at. Yeah, so apology doesn't really matter.
All right, that's all we got for you this week. I think that's enough. It was a pretty good chat this week, and I will see you guys next week. Take care.
No, you'll see us tonight. You'll see us tonight. Live stream.
I will see you tonight too.
Get on the line.
Get on the line. 8:00. Be there.
See you, boys.
Eugene Ponderosa signing off.